Hello, thank you for joining with me. We're in A Course in Miracles workbook for students, part 2 of the workbook, lesson 7, section 7 of part 2, lesson 297. And we're in section 7, which is what is the real world. Forgiveness is the only gift I give. Forgiveness is the only gift I give because it is the only gift I want. In everything I give myself. This is salvation's simple formula. And I, who would be saved, would make it mine to be the way I live within a world that needs salvation and that will be saved as I accept atonement for myself. Footnote 108, would make it mine means would make it my formula. Father, how certain are your ways, how sure their final outcome, and how faithfully is every step in my salvation set, already and accomplished by your grace. Thanks be to you for your eternal gifts, and thanks to you for my identity. Now I will read the commentary by Alan Watson. Oh no, this is Practice Suggestion by Robert Perry. The opening lines of this lesson are pure gold. I found them very powerful as a kind of practice. Here's how I have done that. Pick a particular person in your life, especially someone important to you, and apply the following to him or her. Forgiveness is the only gift I give. Think of seeing past that person's flawed body and personality and seeing the pure Son of God in him or her. Because it is the only gift I want. Think about the guilt you feel about this relationship, about how much you want to feel forgiven for all your mistakes in the relationship. And everything I give myself. Feel your gift of forgiveness returning to you. Let yourself feel absolved from all your own mistakes in the relationship. See past your own flaws to the pure Son of God in you. I highly recommend doing this practice every hour today. It will bring wonderful benefits. And now I will read Alan Watson's commentary. What do I want to have? Whatever it is, to give it is the way to have it. And the more I grow, the more I realize that forgiveness is the only gift I want. What can I possibly want more than absolute freedom from the burden of self-judgment? What can I possibly want besides this? To be free of self-condemnation is to acknowledge my perfection and completion as God created me. It is to recognize that nothing I have ever done, ever thought, or ever said has ever diminished, even in the slightest, my value and loveliness in God's sight. This is what I want. If this is what I want, let me give it today, because everything I give to myself. Let me extend this recognition to everyone I meet today, that nothing they have ever done, ever thought, or ever said has ever diminished, even in the slightest, their worth and value in my sight. Every step in my salvation is already set. Nothing has been overlooked. There is no need to be restless or anxious, concerned about whether I will make it or when I will make it. I will. That is all I need to know. It is accomplished already, and I can travel this illusory journey in peace, knowing that in reality it is already over. And now I will lead us into the meditation. If you'd like to close your eyes. Forgiveness is the only gift I give. Father, how certain are your ways, how sure their final outcome, and how faithfully is every step in my salvation set already and accomplished by your grace. Thanks be to you for your eternal gifts. And thanks to you for my identity. Forgiveness is the only gift I give. Thank you so much for joining with me in that meditation for lesson 297. Forgiveness is the only gift I give. Now we will read what is the real world sentence. I think it's paragraph 4, sentence 1. The real world is the symbol that the dream of sin and guilt is over, and God's Son no longer sleeps. The world that is seen by a mind that is at peace, having forgiven itself, is a symbol. A symbol represents something or stands for something. It is not the thing itself, but something that indicates it or pictures it. What does the real world symbolize? That the dream of sin and guilt is over, and God's Son no longer sleeps. The real world is a symbol telling us that our dream of sin and guilt is already over, and in reality we are already awake. The sight of the real world is a sign to us that what perception sees is only a dream, and there is a higher reality beyond it. When we see nothing to condemn, that sight is telling us, I feel like I left. When we see nothing to condemn, that sight is telling us of a higher order of reality. When we perceive only safety, love, and joy surrounding us, with no danger lurking anywhere, that perception is communicating to us that we are not these bodies, nor does life have an end. It is telling us that only love is real and fear does not exist. Within the illusion of perception, we are seeing something that speaks of an eternal reality. What we see reminds us that we are not the dream. Our mind is already awake because God creates only mind awake. He does not sleep, and His creations cannot share what He gives not, nor make conditions which He does not share with them. Mind exists only awake because God created it awake. What He creates cannot be asleep if He did not give us that sleep. Nor can we make ourselves be asleep. Therefore, we must be already awake. That is what the real world symbolizes to us. Within the illusion, it speaks to us of our eternal reality. Within the world, the perception of this symbol is our only goal. Anything more than this takes us beyond the world of perception entirely. Our ultimate destination is beyond this world, but although it is our ultimate destination, what lies beyond perception is not our concern now. Our work lies in the realm of perception. Perception must be straightened out before you can know anything. Instruction in perception is your great need. We are engaged in the process of letting our perception being straightened out, which is what forgiveness does. As we do this, we will see the real world more clearly and more frequently until it is all we see, and then our work will be done, and God will reach down and take us home. Forgiveness is the means by which I will recognize my innocence. It is the reflection of God's love on earth. It will bring me near enough to heaven that the love of God can reach down to me and raise me up to Him. Thank you so much for joining with me in lesson 297. Forgiveness is the only gift I give. I love you.